halftime show and like the wandering camera, and like I get to be all perplexed about what's going on.
You have to look there.
Wait, just periodically we cut back to me, including on screen here, and I'm just like looking concerned at the camera and then I'm glancing over at you.
Then I come back and be like, sorry, something I had to do there. Yeah, that highlight's great. We can both hear you.
We got you.
We just wanted to double check that in case somebody kicked a wire.
Yep. Cool. Thank you. We're gonna mute ourselves.
Hear you again in 5 minutes.
What better way to start your Labor Day weekend than with USL Championship action from Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington. It's Tacoma Defiance playing host to San Antonio FC here on ESPN+. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark. Dave, this Tacoma team really thought they were going to break up that historic Phoenix Rising FC streak at home on Tuesday, and then they give up 3 goals in the final 10 minutes of play. How do you try to bounce back as a team on a short turnaround against another talented side in San Antonio?
Well, one of the positives about this with the short turnaround is there's no way to mentally just focus on that loss. They immediately have to get ready for San Antonio, physical recovery. There will be a little bit of squad rotation, almost certainly, because of that short turnaround. And then just focus on those positives. Shannon Hopiau, Danny Robles both got into great spaces, and there were nearly the goals there. Correct some of the sloppiness on the back end, and there's a chance at victory.
Well, it's not 15 wins in a row for San Antonio, but they do come into Cheney Stadium on a very good clip in their recent results, and Christian Pirano has been a very big part of that success.
Huge part of that. 5 goals in his last 3 matches. Also had 2 assists in the big win over New Mexico. He's a hard one to stop. He's generally going to be in central spaces, but he can pop up as a forward or a wide player at times.
On the other side of things for Tacoma, Danny Robles has been very involved, had a couple of really good opportunities in that match on Tuesday. Couldn't find the back of the net, but we're thinking we might have another big performance from him.
Yeah, he looks like someone that's on the verge of a breakout. There's a chance he could have come away with that from that Phoenix Rising game with a goal, with an assist, and if he puts up a performance of that quality, Tacoma Defiance might get the win tonight.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. Tacoma Defiance playing host to San Antonio FC next on ESPN+. Don't go away.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. We're moments away from kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and San Antonio FC here on ESPN+. Time now for your multi-care pre-match health report. Asriel Gonzalez out for Tacoma Defiance, still recovering from that foot surgery we mentioned. And that is the only name left off of Chris Little's team sheet due to injury. And this has been your multi-care pre-match health report. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both teams. First up, San Antonio FC, as named by head coach Darren Powell.
As we talked about pregame, they do have Christian Perrano, but he is on the bench today and available. Instead, you're going to see Billy Forbes and Lopez offering that punch in the attack.
And taking a look at the other side of things for Tacoma Defiance, obviously Danny Robles got most of our attention during pregame, but still a lot of attacking opportunity up here, as well as Justin Dillon, who was a real impact sub in that match on Tuesday.
Yeah, between Justin Dillon, Alfonso Ocampo-Chavez, and Shannon Hopiel, that's as potent of attack as Chris Little has available to him. They've been threatening goal regularly this season. Hopiel has 3 goals in his past 4 games. Justin Dillon obviously had that near record-setting streak when he scored 6 goals.
Your referee is Eligio Araguin. Assistant referees Cameron Seiler and Adam Sanchez. The 4th official is Alexis Johnston. Defiance in black kits with white trunks will be moving from left to right on your screen here in the first half. San Antonio in all white, looking to go back the other way. San Antonio, like we kind of mentioned, Dave, looking to push their way into that playoff spot. 9-9-7 overall. They're in a playoff spot right now, I should say. But anytime you're close to the red line and you see those matches played ticking up toward 34, you certainly want to get more wins under your belt to cement your playoff credentials.
Yeah, they used a hot streak to get themselves back in contention, and they want to continue that today with an away win. They have 2 wins on the road so far this year.
We are underway here at Cheney Stadium. 90 minutes of USL Championship action for you here on Friday night. Birk holds look to go over the top. Knocked away there by Ebby Akin. Danny Leyva. Leyva, one of 4 players from Seattle Sounders FC, down on those standard loan agreements in the USL, along with Dylan, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez, and Brian Meredith in goal. Tencio looking for the big switch to Ocampo Chavez and overhits him.
Look for Defiance to use those wide spaces frequently today. San Antonio with their 3 center backs on that back line and wingers rather than fullbacks should offer space in the attack for Tacoma Defiance to use.
Yeah, the 3-2-4-1, the formation listed out by Darren Powell, and does create an interesting tactical predicament for the teams that they face. This is Walter Restrepo fighting his way through a couple defenders. Referee was playing advantage on the through ball. Nick Hines won it away from Brian Gomez, so it'll be pulled back for an early free kick. Well, still plenty of time for a theoretical fast start, Dave, but by this point on Tuesday, we'd already had a yellow card issue and the opening goal scored.
You see Danny Robles kind of pull back on the San Antonio player there on the replay.
This is Jack Barmby, the Englishman and former Manchester United Academy product. He spins one toward the back post. Loose, and a big stop by Meredith in between the sticks. Rebound comes back to him. Well, for Brian Meredith, who had a bit of a shaky game on Tuesday, Dave, do you think that's an important first save to make in the early goings?
Yeah, sure hands twice on that action is very important for him. Quick little parry and then the catch.
Barmby going back to Hernandez. Pekka. And Gomez looking for the big switch, and Meredith tracks that all the way. Honestly, it looks like Restrepo thought he might have been able to catch Meredith napping there. Birk Gilroy set to take the throw in right next to San Antonio head coach Darren Powell. Worth mentioning that there's a couple of coaching connections between these two clubs. Darren Powell was actually the head coach at Elon University when Tacoma boss Chris Lytle was an assistant coach there. Here comes San Antonio as Birk Gilroy breaks up that pass intended for Billy Forbes. Justin Dillon going to try to stretch the back line going the other way. Cardoni comes out of his box to play it. Winds up being a very small world at the game's highest echelons in the United States, doesn't it, Dave?
Absolutely. The other one that you're going to mention is that San Antonio's first captain is now an assistant coach with Tacoma.
Barmby could be in here. Space for a cross. Kick save by Meredith. Loose ball still. Ocampo Chavez shovels it away. And of course, that's Josh Ford you were mentioning there, Dave. Didn't give you a chance to name him because the action took us away from it.
Viewers at home probably would prefer the action take it away from it, but let's be honest.
Don't tell Josh you said that. Ball to the far side for Restrepo. Kai Green, the return from Hernandez. Akin. Now Forbes. Can't quite recover to it. Atencio under pressure. Wearing the captain's armband again is Josh Atencio. Played as a holding mid in the midweek fixture. And that's where most of his time has come. The flag's up for offside against Forbes there. But tonight, slotted back into that center back position. Another role he's filled here with Defiance. Dave, which do you think of the two positions is more suited to his skill set?
I think with the way that the organization likes to play, he's probably going to wind up being a center back in the future. They want those ball-playing center backs. A lot of short passes along the back line. You see it with Tacoma Defiance, as well as Sounders Academy and Sounders FC. But they also have players that'll switch between both. Sam Rogers, Gustav Svensson, and now Josh Atencio are all three in the organization that do both roles.
Oh, absolutely, both. Tacoma boss Chris Lytle and Sounders manager Brian Schmetzer always pride players that can be versatile, fill more than one role. Saad Abdul Salam, a player who we've seen some time down in Tacoma here, and USL fans will be very familiar with from his lone stint with Phoenix Rising last year, one of those as well. Defiance trying to muscle their way forward here. Here's Shandon Hopiau. Well, he and Akin are going to get acquainted with one another. Akin gets the ball away to Forbes. Hernandez under pressure here. It's a giveaway inside the box. Robles squares it for Ocampo Chavez, and it's blocked by Kai Green. Defiance nearly poaching an early goal. And the flag up for offside there. Dave, it kind of seemed like that last sequence started because of that high press that Chris Lytle has definitely verbalized to us in conversations before that he likes to have his team play. It's one of the things he loves about having such a young squad. Crunching challenge there, and that's going to draw a card for Justin Dillon, who's gone in hard against Akin there. Well, Dillon going to plead his side of it. But pretty much once you see the card come out of the pocket, it never really goes back in before it's shown. Justin Dillon booked here in the 9th minute.
In some ways, that's a result of the aggressive hard press. He goes in low, tries to sweep through without getting contact, and just picked up the shins with those studs, and so got the card, but that was as a result of the forward pressing.
Hopiau cut down there. Referee says it was a clean challenge. Chris Lytle there at the bottom of your screen. The universal sign of what was that all about? Hines under some pressure here. Back pass toward Meredith. And I guess the ball must have come off the attacker as Meredith slides out to that ball. Covers it up. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Turnover here to Lopez. Frank Lopez into the box. Nicked away from him, courtesy of Danny Leyva. Leads to our first corner of the night.
Alert play by Leyva to come back so quickly, just poke that out.
Walter Restrepo, we've already seen him swinging some balls for the right side. Now he'll do it from the left as he tees up this in-swinger. Dropping in toward Hernandez, headed the way before it could get to him. Gomez will leave this for Kai Green. Taking quickly for Gomez. Back for Billy Forbes. Forbes' shot is blocked twice. Jesse Daly picks his head up. Tried to go on the ground back to Dillon. It's cut out by San Antonio. Here's Restrepo, still on the near side. Can't get it beyond Leyva. Still drops in, though. With Pekka. Leyva will shuttle it clear. Justin Dillon knocked down off the ball. He and Akin certainly not going to put each other on one another's Christmas list. And that'll definitely be a battle to watch as this match goes on. Here's Gomez for Barnby. One away by Robles. Tencio. Looking to go over the top. He's knocked it into touch.
Ocampo Chavez had just started his run back towards the Tacoma Defiance defense rather than play for that over-the-top ball.
Opiao doing enough to win the throw-in along the near side. Dillon with a turn there toward the byline. He's claiming he's won a corner. A referee overruling him. Here's that turn by Dillon. And yeah, looks like the assistant referee got it right. Yarrow doing a good job of knocking it off of the Tacoma striker. This stage of the broadcast, we'll welcome in James Riley to our call here on ESPN+. James, thanks for being with us.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thanks for keeping my seat warm and my drink cold. Always a pleasure.
Looking for Dillon on the long ball, down for Robles. Robles. Ocampo Chavez now. Back to Robles. A near thing on the byline. Leads to a corner. Pardon me, that was Nick Hines. Made that slicing run in. And Hines always doing a job of getting forward. Look at him just slash in there, right on that underlapping run.
And that's been a staple for Tacoma Defiance. The underlapping runs have been utilized very well, especially at home. That dynamic ability to combine using the underlap is a very, very good option for Tacoma Defiance.
Leyva keeps this on the ground, gets the return, drives the ball into the back post, appeals for handball. It's cleared away in any event.
And a good little shake up on the corner kick, knowing they're a little bit possibly undersized, just to change up the angle and the tempo and rhythm of the corner. They choose to go short. Not a bad option there.
Justin Dillon too cleanly won that header. Was able to put too much force beyond it.
Yarrow does enough to get that ball out toward midfield. Hines the first touch to it.
Good play by Hines down the sideline there.
The quick return from Leyva. His pass comes behind Robles. Daly slices in, wins the ball.
Great step by Daly.
Wide to Hines, his cross blocked on its way in. And now it's with Restrepo. San Antonio going to push things on the break. Restrepo sliding the ball through here. Flag stays down, pushed to the far post, and just wide, courtesy of Brian Gomez.
And it's a great little effort there by Danny Leyva, but as he continues to mature, he's going to need to learn when to step and when not to. That time he chose to step, right, gets beat, and now the entire team has to track back. Sometimes just keep him in front of you, step, know it's going negative, and at least he's still there in front of the back four to protect them. He chooses to step, he's a half step late, and it leads to an opportunity by San Antonio. So that will come with the maturity of him being able to read different situations at different speeds.
Forbes holding it in along the near sideline. Trying to work the quick 1-2 with Barmby. Free kick given to Tacoma right around midfield. Hopiau's won that ball. He's pressing in here. Short cross to Dillon and a goal! Justin Dillon, 17 minutes in, bags his 8th goal of the season. All courtesy of a massive tackle by Shannon Hopiau to win the ball in the attacking third.
Great play by Hopiau to press the outside back, get a little poke, but the composure to drive into the box, get his head up, pick out a runner, fantastic. The weight of the ball, the finish by Dillon there is fantastic, and they celebrate together. What a first goal this evening. Again, great assertive play by Hopiau to pick the defender, drive into the heart of the 18, pick out his runner, heads up, takes a snapshot, plays a delightful ball across, and a fantastic finish there by Dillon.
I just kind of felt on that sequence in the build-up that after Akin, the defender, put his body between Hopiau and the ball after he intercepted that route. Well, more on that in a moment. Here comes Barmby looking for the quick answer. Push back out wide. But it felt like Akin kind of took his head out of the play a little bit, and that gave Hopiau that little window to poke the ball away.
And it happened here early in the week where we saw Hines get pocketed, right? Get his pocket picked a little bit, and it led to a goal. So it's being able to protect the ball, but also that's an opportunity when a defender is trying to shield the ball and you can put pressure on him without committing a foul and possibly get a poke and get going the other way. Those are critical moments that can be won because the team's out of balance, the team's vulnerable, and obviously you saw how it led to a goal not only tonight but in previous nights against us.
Walter Restrepo for the corner. He's going to hit it long to Barmby. Barmby looking to tee up a long volley, blocked by a charging Birk Gilroy. Ball still falls in here and will be escorted over the byline, as is Joss Atencio by Yarrow for another corner.
And these are the critical moments again. We spoke about the response goals. 5 minutes after you score a goal is really where you want to really be able to hold strong and not give up a response goal.
In swinger from Barmby this time. To the back post and a big save by Meredith.
Good sure hands by Meredith. Good opportunity there from San Antonio on the set piece.
Hopiau trying to link up with Daly. Hopiau nicks the ball away once more, and a foul's given.
Not bad. You like that aggressive play from your midfielders, especially Daly and Hopiau going in, battling for a ball, trying to get going the other way.
They're going to look to test the back line with the ball into Lopez. He gets a touch to it. Lopez. Well, Meredith going to scream that ball had crossed over the goal line. The assistant referee still trying to recover to get to it as Lopez's foot speed had everybody licked on that play.
Lopez's foot speed surprised Defiance even. They kind of casually thought that ball would roll to Brian Meredith, and then all of a sudden Lopez was on it.
It's a good ball clipped in. I mean, that's definitely a threat that San Antonio has. So Tacoma Defiance, the back line is going to need to be mindful of that. And Dillon, that's a play he has to hold up. He has the capability to do it. Great entry ball. has to hold up that play, but even better is his reaction, right? He knows it, but his reaction now to press the goalkeeper, force it out of bounds, makes up for that play. You love that work from your number 9 and goal scorer. And Leva there with an errant pass. Knows his quality is a bit better than that. Maybe felt a little pressure. Maybe he can hook it up down the channel. Let the big bodies run onto it.
Pass inside for Meredith. He's going to blast that off Frank Lopez. And a lucky thing, too, that Lopez's run timed out that way.
Right. No, Lopez's speed and low center of gravity is going to cause some fits for Tacoma Defiance. He's an active player. You can see he doesn't give up on plays. He presses the ball, runs hard and behind the back line. So Tacoma Defiance is going to need to stay on their toes.
11 goals, 2 assists for the Cuban defector this year. A very big centerpiece in this high-powered offense for San Antonio.
And you see Dylan there, an ability to hold up the play, draws the foul, but that's what you want from your number 9, a player that can hold up the ball.
Here's Ocampo Chavez, a touch inside, can't square his hips to shoot it though. Back for Daly, they'll try the right side with Birk Gilroy. Pass blocked by Barnby there. Daly comes in, wins it back, but only long enough for Pekka to knock it back to Akin.
Shannon Hopiau's defense today is extraordinary.
He's been very good.
Both sides.
Yeah, his reactions have been very good today.
Leva baits Pekka.
Yeah, both teams showing good energy. I mean, they're closing the ball down, hunting the ball in packs, and winning the ball in transitional moments. Good reactions by both teams thus far.
Nice dummy by Hines, gets it to Atencio. He's blocked here by Kai Green. Looks like that ball came off of Green, and the referee disagrees. He, of course, had the better angle on it than I do.
Fonz is trying to argue that that went out off of the San Antonio player, but
Good step, good win by Leva, good positioning, good reading of the play. Thought he possibly got beaten there, but uses his body to get between the ball and the defender, draws a foul, allows the team to catch a breath, get reset. Well done by Leva.
See here, Tacoma Defiance took a minute before deciding that they wanted to actually swing this ball in. Justin Dillon, pretty much the only man who is of a similar height to San Antonio's players. We'll see what they make of this free kick.
Yes, they're going to need to battle for that first ball and really try to pick up second and thirds.
Ocampo Chavez picks up the short little touch off from Robles. They're going to pop it over the top looking for Robles. That one's headed. Cardoni, well, catches it, but winds up unable to halt his momentum before going over. And
he's in bounds in the other football, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Both feet were down.
Both feet.
For going college rules, he was double inbounds.
Great little play. Great footwork there.
That alert defense right there by the San Antonio player kept Danny Robles from picking up the ball.
It was a good little set play. Again, they're going to need to be a bit tricky and cheeky, knowing that they're undersized. So another little set play there that they worked on in the training grounds.
Low ball in and headed away.
Great reaction.
Hopiau again, just muscling his way to that ball. Restrepo fights right back to it. Barnby looking for Forbes, and the flag up for offside on Billy Forbes. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. USL is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN+.
Tacoma Defiance hunting the ball fantastically in packs. When they lose the ball, you see 4 players reacting very well there. Robles, Daly, Hopiau, Leyva, all reacting to get behind the ball, put pressure on it.
Here comes Hernandez. He's kept it himself and is dispossessed by Birk Gilroy for his trouble. Hopiau looking for that ball in the middle for Dylan.
It's a great ball. Dylan's going to want that one back. He's in. A good first touch, and he's in on a breakaway. 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Great ball there by Hopiau. Great stand-up play there by Birk Gilroy, recognizing, right, he has an overlapping run. He doesn't sell himself too early. He's able to hold his position, keep the integrity of the back line, picks up the loose ball, and a great outlet into Hopiau that led to that chance.
Both teams are very aggressive into transition tonight, looking to go just bypass that central third as quickly as possible, at most one pass in the area.
Well, the youngsters for Tacoma Defiance have seemed at times to have almost boundless energy as that ball will go out for a goal kick. But they played a very physically taxing game in that loss to Phoenix Rising on Tuesday.
Yeah.
If the match continues to have this wide open, playing on the break nature, James, do you think long-term that that's going to wear on Tacoma?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly put a lot of energy into Tuesday night. It was a great matchup. They came against a fantastic side, right? And it's a great lesson for a young team that you have to be able to put in a full 90. And for a team that's on a run, right, they bent, but they didn't break. Speaking of Phoenix Rising, and then they were able to turn on their quality, and it showed. I mean, I think 3 goals in 4 minutes or whatever it was fantastic display. And I think Tacoma Defiance now is young enough so that they've rotated their bodies. They know that in order to win in this league, you're going to have to play multiple games in a week. And I think they put on the lineup there to compete. They seem to have great energy thus far. But
Barmy here on this replay uncorks one, skips right off the head. Birk holds, I believe.
Certainly something to watch as the game wears on, definitely.
The outswinger from Restrepo. Leyva, the first header to it. Gomez, unable to turn under pressure. Going for the back heel, hits it into a trio of defenders.
They could break.
Hopiau.
2v1.
One defender to beat here.
2v1. He's going to wait for him.
Squares the ball toward Robles. Robles looking for 2. It's 2. Danny Robles, his first goal of the night and of the season. Coming up with a big impact play and another goal in transition.
Fantastic goal by Tacoma Defiance. Hopiau again, the orchestrator in it. They ran a perfect 2v1. That's something you run on the training grounds. How do we get numbers up? Going a 2v1 break. Robles putting in the work to get there. Hopiau, great layoff. That's a great finish. Fantastic finish. Goes back across the goalkeeper low. Excellent, excellent goal there by Tacoma Defiance.
Shannon Hopiau picks up his 2nd assist of the match.
Of the year.
Well, I have him down as having one coming into tonight's match.
I'll double check, but I thought that was going to make him assist man number 11 for Tacoma Defiance on the season.
It's a fantastic goal. That's a great, great goal. And that's why Tacoma Defiance keeps those 2 guys up. I believe it was Hopiau and Robles that they split, so that means San Antonio has to keep 3 back. They don't deal with it properly. And Tacoma Defiance was able to make them pay.
Well, and you just have to think, what a goal for Danny Robles, who has done everything that's been asked of him this season, and to finally get a chance to cash in.
Certainly.
Usually has to do the dirty work. He has to do the clean work here.
Yep, these are those response goals.
These are
those response minutes that we speak about, and it happened right after the first goal, and it just happened right after the second goal. where Tacoma Defiance makes a little mistake, and San Antonio is able to get off a good service into the box. And this one almost led to a goal, but it certainly led to a corner kick. So those are the things that they need to eradicate in their game, giving up response opportunities right after they score a big-time goal like that.
Just past the half-hour mark. Here's the corner from Barnby. Swinging in, Meredith goes up, gets a hand to it. Leyva got the touch on the far side. That bounces off the corner flag and will be a San Antonio throw-in.
You were right. He has 1, so now he's the team leader with 3 assists on the year.
Thrown into the byline, looking for the top of the penalty area. Headed away from Kai Green.
They could go on a break again if they get it.
Dillon turns, hauled down by Barnby there. You have to think that's going to draw a yellow card from the referee. Well, already out of his pocket. Jack Barnby booked here in the 31st minute.
This lineup is set to run. I mean, you have the hold-up play of Dillon, you have the wing play of Hopiau and Chavez, who want to go, get at players, have the ability to get up and down the line. And you have, obviously, Robles, Leyva, and Daly supporting it through the middle. I mean, it's a fantastic lineup with Gilroy on the right, Hines breaking down on the left. I mean, it's a fantastic lineup. Atencio now playing center back, has the technical capabilities to spray the ball, very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And can deliver soccer and can deliver balls like that.
Cut back to Ocampo Chavez. Ocampo Chavez pressing in here. To the byline at Cardoni. That one's loose in front of goal. Robles can't cash in. The ball came right at him, and he didn't have time to react.
Great opportunity again from Tacoma Defiance. Starts with the fantastic ball clipped in by Atencio. The deception of the pass is what's great. Looks one way, cuts his hips, chops it back against the grain.
Coming in here for Brian Gomez before it's flipped away. As far as Pekka. Pekka trying to play through. Barnby poked away by Burkholz. Here's Lopez. And Robles back on it. Daly up to Dillon, the return.
Fantastic.
Here's the ball into space for Shannon Hopiau.
They're on the break again. Look at the numbers, 5v3 right now.
Hopiau curls one in, and it gets right beyond Justin Dillon.
Fantastic ball. 5v3 numbers up there. Tacoma Defiance can run away with this game if they are clinical and really put away their chances. If they don't, the longer they let San Antonio stay in this game, it could come back to haunt them late in this game. We all know the 2-0 goal lead is the most dangerous, so they have to get that third before San Antonio gets their first.
It's certainly not been for lack of chances these last couple minutes. San Antonio a little bit discombobulated right now. I don't think they were expecting these first 33 minutes to go quite the way they have.
Right.
Still plenty of power on offense, though. Here comes Billy Forbes. Forbes, big cut. Hopiau sticks a leg in and wins the ball. And the free kick as well.
Well done by Hopiau. Stands him up. Composure to shield the ball, guard it, draws the foul. Gilroy coming over to support.
Tune into ESPN3 on September 11th at 7:30 p.m. for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the Lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3.
As I look at it, this could honestly possibly be their most balanced lineup that I've seen for Tacoma Defiance. I mean, you have the hold-up play again of Dillon, so that allowed you to set up your up, back, and through rhythms, right? Up to Dillon from a midfielder, back to a midfielder, and then you have your through balls and guys running on it like Hopiau and Chavez.
Dillon heads that ball down there.
Obviously a little unfortunate to pull Atencio back into the center back position, but I think he's capable there. I think his best position is possibly in the midfield, but still, good players can play and make others around him better. So I think it's a good position for him here this evening.
It's funny you mentioned that. Dave was talking before you had a chance to join us about how probably Atencio's future is at a center back. We might have to do a point counterpoint coming up sometime in the second half.
No, I could see that, certainly. I could certainly see that.
You mentioned the potency of the San Antonio offense. They have 5 players with 5 or more goals for them this year.
Daly brings down that scoop by Leyva, loses the ball off the bottom of his foot. Run out of play there by Akin, and it's gone out for a goal kick.
It's next season where that's a legal pass, but not this season, right?
Well, technically, according to the laws of the game, it's legal right now. It's just since the season's all started beforehand. Now, there will be plenty of time for confusion and probably some derision on behalf of the players as they make the adjustments next year. Hines thrown up toward Dylan, immediately scoops it inside, looking for Leyva. Akin is there.
Great
Coming
ball.
back inside for Robles. Robles, nifty turn, can't get the ball back to his feet though.
Unlucky. Again, these are the opportunities that Tacoma are going to need to punish San Antonio on, because if they continue to get chances and don't take advantage of it, it will come back to haunt them, as we saw occur on Tuesday night.
Through ball here finds Forbes. Forbes squaring it backward to Gomez. Tied up with the ball at his feet, chopped away. Only as far as Hernandez, who's gone for the volley, and just gets too far underneath it.
That was audacious play by Danny Robles, that turn and attempt. That's when a player knows and feels everything going right for them. They're going to try that type of move.
And Tacoma needs to be wary. Obviously, we know the San Antonio team is very capable, and they just displayed it there with attacking with only 4 versus Tacoma's 7. So even if they only attack with 3 to 4 players, San Antonio very capable of creating chances.
Daly here, up as far as Dylan. Dylan to the left side, finds Ocampo Chavez. Pressure from Green. Ocampo Chavez into his right. Played off for Daly. Leyva. Leyva's pass is mislaid. Barnby for Forbes. Forbes here, cuts top side, now makes a move to the byline. Low cross, and that should have been the opening goal for San Antonio.
It really should have. And I was going to say, Leyva, to me, his passing has seemed a bit off tonight, and not as sharp as we normally see, and not as confident as we normally see. But that errant pass in the attacking third and the transitional play leads to that opportunity by San Antonio. So obviously, when you give a ball to someone you expect will keep it, and he doesn't, the team has to react better as a group, because that play being given up in the attacking third shouldn't lead to a chance on the other end.
Daly crashes in, gets the ball. Comes straight to Yarrow, though. It's Forbes. He's pushed it wide for Gomez. Gomez hit right into Birk Gilroy. And it is a goal kick as it came back off Gomez for crossing out of play.
And Birk Gilroy is going to have his hands full tonight. I mean, that is a fantastic matchup down on the right-hand side of Tacoma Defiance. And this is how you earn your stripes as an outside back, going against opponents like that who are fantastic on the dribble, strong, possibly bigger and stronger than you are, faster. All right, how do you outsmart them? How do you outposition them? How do you deny the entry ball into their feet?
Hines brings down that ball well. He's going to look ahead for Dylan. Hits it a little bit too vertical. Well, we've had some matches that have felt like they've taken an awfully long time to progress here at Cheney Stadium. This has not been one of them. This is probably the fastest 40 minutes of soccer we've watched all season.
2 pacey games this week. It's been exciting.
It has.
People have definitely had to tune in.
Daly in late against Hernandez there. Quickly restarted to Restrepo. Looking for Lopez. Pass cut out by Atencio. Leyva. Looking forward. Justin Dillon making that run once more. To the byline goes Dillon. Ball held in play. And one back at midfield by Tacoma. Burkholz, Daly. Space in the wide channel. Comes to Birk Gilroy.
Good. And this is where Tacoma Defiance just needs to string together some passes, keep the ball, look for their gaps and opportunities when they go, when they appear.
You see Meredith going off his first touch there. You kind of get the sense that with the speed of Lopez, that's all he's going to have tonight.
Right. Well done by Tacoma Defiance. Fantastic thus far. And able to draw a foul, but great play by Leyva. Obviously can play that ball into Atencio, who has the confidence to take that into tight spaces with runners closing him down. Plays Meredith. Meredith with a great outlet pass.
Well, not too much in the foul there, but enough to warrant the whistle. As Tacoma gets set to restart in their own end. Leyva looking for that switch to Ocampo Chavez.
It's a good ball by Leyva there.
Birk Gilroy turns, cutting into the middle. Runs through the shoulder from Forbes and has done enough to win the throw-in.
Well done. Good play by Gilroy. And that's what we talked about as he matures. Sometimes in order to get that left midfielder, to be honest, is to have him track back. So Gilroy's getting to great spots, getting into the attacking third. Now Billy Forbes has to track all the way back, which puts him further and further from goal.
Forbes wins the header inside the penalty area. And will smash it clear. Hines for Ocampo Chavez. He'll go for the overlapping run as well.
Great spacing by Tacoma Defiance. Good confident play, but it's all in the spacing. Spacing and awareness of players. Very good.
Daly with it here. Has
Great
an option
run.
to the sideline.
Great run by Hopiao. Hopiao's run frees it up for Birk Gilroy. Gilroy was a little late on it, but still made up for it.
Birk Gilroy. Dillon here turns and fires and can't quite get the volley on frame.
That's a great opportunity for Dillon. He's going to want that back. That's a great opportunity. Sets it up. Great touch off his thigh. Sets up for a full volley. Get that one on frame, and it's a possible goal, but he's going to want that back for sure. Great build-up play by Tacoma Defiance. Playing with a lot of confidence here tonight. It's great to see.
Cardoni gets us back underway. As we hit the 45th minute. Yarrow to the near side for Forbes. Forbes rolls that in toward Gomez. He pokes it back toward Barmby. Square for Pekka. Pekka goes low and puts it wide.
Good closing. Billy Forbes has definitely been a threat this half for San Antonio. He's confident on the ball, great left foot. He's able to pick out runners in the box. Beat players on the dribble, strong. He's done well this half.
Birk Gilroy, who has a lot of speed, is giving Forbes 2 or 3 yards of space, trying to be available to counter that speed. That soft cushion might need to tighten up a little bit.
Right.
Brian Meredith has just been warned for delaying the restart of play. That's just part of his usual rhythm. He always starts with two options left, one in either alleyway for that short theoretical restart, and then always ushers them into midfield, as we're seeing we will play 2 minutes of additional time here in the first half. Of course, the problem is when you're up by a couple goals in the first half, referees usually infer that to mean something else. Hernandez. And for the big switch to Forbes. Here's Billy Forbes once more. I think goes right away with his first touch there. He had pressure coming from Birk Gilroy, but James, did Billy Forbes have a little more time with that ball?
He did. I mean, he bailed Birk Gilroy out. He had a perfect opportunity to take the ball down, possibly go at him again 1v1, or delivered a cultured ball as he's been doing. Alexa strike it on goal. I think he's going for goal on that one. I think he might be trying to take that straight to net, which is not bad a thought.
Jesse Daly for Dylan, looped inside toward Hopiau. He slides, gets to the ball, and it's cleared away that time by Akundo. Back for Ocampo Chavez. He goes low, and Cardone holds that one.
Great positioning by Leyva there. Good one-touch pass out to Chavez. Sets him up to be isolated 1v1. Good shot on goal.
Daly looking over the top for Hopiau. Can he hold this ball in play along the near sideline? He can. Hopiau going quickly. And Yarrow pops that ball out for a throw-in.
Fantastic ball by Daly. Good running of the channels by Hopiau. Good first-time look. Dylan was on. Secondary runner and Chavez was coming to the back stick.
Lopez, nifty back heel there. A pair of them, in fact. And the whistle's gone for halftime. Tacoma Defiance up 2-0. They could be up a couple more, but San Antonio have looked threatening. We will take a break here on ESPN+. When we return, we'll take a look at what's going on around the rest of the USL Championship. But once again, through 45 minutes, Defiance on top, 2-0. Don't go away.
Powers delivery. Throws it out! The beauty! 50 the captain!
Garcia
Flicks it in there, back of the net.
Trying to find Chang, does the volley, and that one batted out.
Into the penalty area, Rito, near post finish. What a goal!
They have this long win streak going, but it's because they're taking care of opportunities as this strike goes up and in.
How about Ferris? How good is this?
This one whistled all the way across, headed on frame, tipped over the bar and cleared out by Levine.
Here's Johnson. Saw the goal momentarily. Shot taken by Poco! Scored! He's got the brace!
Well, it's saved by Lorendi. Puts it back. Fires a shot, trickles on and in. Charlie Dennis back the other way, down the right flank, takes it himself.
Slides it into the 18, that ball's touched into the back of the net. And no room to turn, but Bergen! What a strike!
And here's Joe Gallardo now coming forward. Gallardo still on the ball. Gallardo takes a shot, it's pushed away.
Ball is loose inside the 18. Moshabani comes over, shot, stop made by Aviles. Silva will have a hit! Oh, good save by Metimadu. From the moment he left his boot, it looked destined for goal. Alma N4 hesitates, fires, and finds the back of the net.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma Defiance up 2-0 over San Antonio FC here at halftime and on ESPN+. Welcome back, everyone. Andrew Harvey alongside James Riley and Dave Clark. Gentlemen, lots to talk about in this one, but first, before we do, let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the USL Championship. Here are some of the scores going on from this evening's fixtures as we get them called up on screen for you here.
You had a big match on ESPN 3, Louisville City hosting Indy 11. Huge rivalry, that one's 1-1. And Pittsburgh Riverhounds going to Ottawa, crush them, 4-0.
Yeah, that is a big result on the road. Here's a look at your Western Conference standings as they sit right now, at least having gone into contest this evening. Phoenix Rising FC right at the top. San Antonio, you can see right there in 8th place. A loss tonight, not necessarily a death sentence for them, obviously. But Tacoma Defiance could definitely use those 3 points as they still look to keep their playoff hopes alive. And finally, here are the major headlines from around the USL Championship from this week. It's been a big week in terms of sales. Obviously, a record fee in terms of a big sale that happened, you can see there, for Real Monarchs with the transfer of Stanley Okumu.
That's a record fee. Obviously, San Antonio had Ethan Bryant. Real Monarchs are the next game here at Tacoma Defiance with Cheney Stadium. It's a time where teams that develop talent are going to be able to take opportunities and enter the both the national market and the international market. It's a great growth for the USL Championship.
Absolutely. Reno 1868 FC acquire Cuban forward Luis Pardella. Particularly interesting, Frank Lopez here tonight. Had to defect during the Olympic qualifiers back in 2015. He's here now, but Pardella, the first player ever on a P1 visa to get a chance to come here as a Cuban national and play.
No, I mean, fantastic. I've played with a Cuban defect in Ozzy Alonso, who defected to USL and then MLS. Fantastic player. You know, he competes with that type of chip on his shoulder. So definitely to see more and more players that deserve an opportunity to come to the States and play, it's fantastic to see that.
Yeah, and of course, always maybe a bit of a symbol of lessening tensions in general, which I think we can all agree internationally are generally a good thing. And of course, finally, that final news note for you, the ESPN striking a deal with the USL Championship and USL League One, I should add, to extend the coverage on ESPN and ESPN Plus through the 2022 season. Just great news for the league and good news for ESPN as well.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the 9 matches next year that at a minimum will be on ESPN Deportes. I think that's huge for the growth of USL Championship, USL League One, and just soccer in North America.
Absolutely. Well, that's what's going on around the USL Championship. As we turn our attention back towards the action here on the pitch at Cheney Stadium, it's been an eventful 45 minutes. I think we can all agree. Tacoma might have had 4 goals. San Antonio might have had 2, maybe 3. Let's take a look at some of our first half highlights that have gone on, and James, take us through this.
Yeah, the first goal here, great defensive play by Hopiao, picks the pocket of the defender, drives into the 18, picks his head up. Dylan with a great run and an even tidier finish, fantastic. Here again, Hopiao setting up Robles for a tidy goal, but that came off a corner kick, which makes it even better. A corner kick that Tacoma Defiance had to defend, sets it up the other way, a 2v1. Work to perfection. Fantastic goal.
Absolutely. Still a couple of opportunities that went begging, both for Tacoma. Shannon Hopio had another ball in to Justin Dillon, couldn't quite get it. Danny Robles had another shot that went straight at Matt Cardoni. And then on the other way, Brian Gomez nearly cashes in pretty much on the goal line on low service in from Billy Forbes, who I think we can agree has been the primary threat so far to this Defiance back line.
No, you still have to respect the opponent. I mean, San Antonio is a fantastic team, has fantastic quality. And so that 2-0 lead is very dangerous. So definitely the talk in the locker room is to keep the tempo high and for Tacoma Defiance to get that third before San Antonio can cut it in half, because then it becomes a game.
San Antonio also has 2 huge options off their bench. Pirano, who has 5 goals already this month, 2 goals in the last match, is available. And they have another 5 goals as well. So they can bring on that firepower to attempt to come back. I wouldn't be surprised if Powell makes one of those changes, although Billy Forbes and Anthony Burke-Gilroy seems to be the matchup that will determine whether or not San Antonio can capture a road point or more. Because at this time, while Forbes is dominating that matchup, a couple of adjustments to Anthony Burke-Gilroy, and San Antonio's offense just dries up.
Right.
Dave, from a player's perspective, pardon me, James from a player's perspective, and then Dave, I'll get you to weigh in on this.
It's been a long time since I played.
Fair enough. Talk to me a little bit about coming back from Tuesday, the emotional labor of going up 2-1. You think you're going to break up that big streak, and then you concede 3 goals over the final 10. What has to happen tonight? And are players in that locker room thinking about Tuesday night as they're coming back out here for the second
Of course,
quarterfinal?
great question. And certainly Tuesday night is on the minds of this team. And so it was a great learning lesson Tuesday night against a fantastic opponent who was literally able to turn it on in 3 minutes and win the game, right? And so now they have to take the lessons they learned from Tuesday and implement it today. That means 2-0 is the most dangerous lead, so they have to get that third. And they have to have composure that if it does get cut in half, to have composure to still be able to win the game and to win the individual battles, win the collective battles, and really win the critical moments that will give them the ability to win this game.
I think one of the things that they can learn as well is to not waste those opportunities. There was the post and the crossbar. So many missed opportunities, and Danny Robles was part of both of those. We saw tonight that rather than miss those opportunities, he's able to finish. If he can pick up an assist that he didn't get on Tuesday night, all of a sudden that gets that third goal and momentum starts to flow. This tonight, Tacoma Defiance looks like a team that can score even more in the second half.
Boss Darren Powell sort of rolled out that 3-man back line. There's been so much space to operate for Tacoma. Do you think maybe you see him drop an extra player back? Can they afford to down 2 goals?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll make some adjustments. I mean, he definitely has to go for it now. They have to push to get a goal. So we'll see what adjustments they do make. But certainly, they are looking at how they can get more into the attack. How can they get Billy Forbes on the ball more, get runners in the box, get services for those runners, and then at the same time, how do they, prevent Tacoma from getting the ball and attacking on the break? Because Tacoma is attacking very quickly on the break with that front 3, front 4.
And you see Defiance out with high pressure early. Again, that worked for them in the first half, and it seems to be working here in the second as they challenge the ball right in that middle third.
Back underway here at Cheney Stadium. Defiance on top 2-0. And we'll see how the second 45 shakes out.
And this sets up perfectly to Tacoma Defiance if they can be disciplined, right? You have a team that needs to push for goals, and you have the firepower to counterattack and break quickly, so they can bend but not break. Tacoma Defiance can set their line, really wait for San Antonio to make a mistake, and then punish them. And then when it is on to press, they can edge up the field like they just did here, right? They started with a deeper line at half field. They saw the opportunity to press, edge the line up. That means the whole team has to be connected, and it leads to a deep throw-in for them.
Hines with the throw in there. Dillon. Stiff challenge from Pekka, gets the ball away. Hernandez working out of his own penalty area here. Big switch. Looking for Walter Restrepo. Akin forced to Yarrow. Hernandez has it poked away by Daly. Nowhere to go on the break. But you just see Leyva, Daly, Hopiau, really all those midfielders just so opportunistic so far. As here's Billy Forbes cutting inside. He lays that ball off to Barnby. Barnby fighting his way back to the ball. Loose at the top of the box. Pekka was running onto it, but Daly pokes it away with a sliding touch.
And we saw again the ability of Billy Forbes. I mean, to take that ball off the chin, get a poke away from Birk Gilroy, drive into the box. Great ball he played to Barnby. I mean, he is certainly a threat.
Advantage played on the earlier foul. This, perhaps the most dangerous set-piece opportunity of the night for San Antonio thus far, as it will be the long-range man, Barnby, who steps up to it. Four in the wall for Defiance. Barnby, well, strikes for goal and just got entirely too much of that.
He was trying to go up and over that short wall, and just went up
Trying to get that
and
top
up.
spin, the knuckle.
Dylan lets that ride. Yarrow goes back to Cardoni. Bit of a bouncing ball, though. Goalkeeper forced to deal it away. Hernandez turns and comes back to Yarrow, who's under pressure from Dylan. Couple of clever touches out of the center back.
Yarrow very confident on the ball there against Dylan.
He's an interesting player to play at the center of that three-man back line, because when he was drafted into MLS, there was thought that he might be a right back.
Yep, I remember that. Was he drafted 1? Was he a #1 overall pick?
I think he was the 2nd overall pick by Philadelphia back in 2016.
Generation Adidas class.
Dylan looking to turn. Leyva for Daly. Leiva's gone down behind the play. Advantage played by the referee. He's picked out Hopiau. Hopiau racing to the byline. Gets in across, but it's blocked right away by Akin.
Well done by Tacoma. I mean, their ability to go from defense transition into offense has been fantastic this evening. That ball won by the center back pairing. Leyva wins it.
I think we might see a card given here for the earlier foul on Daly, or on Leyva, forgive me. Well, it looks like it's just going to be a talking to for Brian Gomez, as he came through Leyva after the ball had gone away. So just a warning, nothing more.
Spacing again by Tacoma Defiance.
Hines backing himself into trouble.
Well done by Hines. That's a great recognition of safety versus risk. You're trying to play, it doesn't come off. Can sense the team is under pressure, right? Route 1, get it up the field. Safety versus risk. That maturity it will certainly help him as he grows into a player. But don't overplay in the back. Don't try to get too cute. If it doesn't feel right, doesn't look right, get the ball up the field. Safety versus risk. Huge, huge, huge distinction to have.
James, over the course of your career as a fullback, which did you tend towards, safety or risk?
Always safety. I was a very safe player, especially in the defensive third. I mean, you just have to be. That was the rule of the game. Be as simple and as disciplined as you can. In your own defensive third. In the middle third, you had an ability to maybe take a few chances, but you still wanted to facilitate possession. And then once you got into the attacking third as an outside back, you want to have some type of end product, meaning you want to, if you're going to make that run all the way up the field, you want to get a service off and do those things. So certainly for me, I was more on the safer side of things.
Those who know you would expect nothing less. Kai Green past midfield for Restrepo. One away by Ocampo Chavez. Dillon moving into the middle. Ocampo Chavez slides it square to Hopiau. Hopiau cuts back to his left and pushes it wide. Hopiau thought he was going to grab a goal to go with his 2 assists on the night, but couldn't turn it in.
Against San Antonio, we go back to the safety versus risk. A very risky play in your own defensive third leads to that opportunity. That should be 3-0. That's where Tacoma Defiance and Hopiau especially has to have that killer instinct. This has to be a goal. I think he takes it on his right foot. I think he could take a quick touch with his right foot and get the shot off. Just low, simplify it low, right? As the keeper shifting, go back the way that the goalkeeper was going. I mean, again, those are moments that Tacoma Defiance have to learn if they want to continue to build and become a good team. They have to put those chances away.
Here comes San Antonio's chance to press. It's Brian Gomez moving forward. He goes wide to Forbes. Forbes blasts that into his defender. Controlled here by Hernandez. Swung to the right side. It's Restrepo. Barmby at the back post, headed away from Gomez that time by Hopiau. Bit of a perimeter pileup out there in that left corner. Quick throw and laid off for Forbes. Forbes to his right, chips toward goal, and Brian Meredith another big stop.
Forbes, and also a recognition of Tacoma Defiance. When you have a player on the other team that is finding joy and is isolated and outside back, that's when you have to be able to adjust by committee. And maybe you start shifting guys over there. Now you double team so that Forbes has to get the ball off his foot. But he has been an absolute menace. Fantastic player, fantastic left foot. But again, his movements are so distinct, simple, powerful movements. I mean, he's going directly to goal. Tacoma Defiance certainly going to have to solve that problem on their right side of the field with Forbes coming up.
We picked out Leyva at midfield. He's going to go for the quick ball over the top. He's found Justin Dillon. Dillon here, tied up right away. Strong challenge by Restrepo to win the ball back.
And again, that overlap from Hines, that has to be rewarded. Dillon has to recognize you have an outside back making a 60-yard run, drive at the defender, get him to commit, and use the overlap.
Here comes Forbes once more. Loose in the box is Lopez. He's trying to turn this toward goal. Lopez heels that ball backwards, and Justin Dillon making the recovery run all the way back to his own end line.
Center back of the future, Justin Dillon, clearly.
It's a good reaction by Dillon. No, he gave the ball away here in the attacking third, knowing Hines was out of position. But again, as an outside back, if you're going to make that attacking run, that overlapping run, you have to be able to get back. It's just a must. It's just a requirement of that position. If you're going to commit and make that overlapping run, you have to be able to get back, and then you can let the player know how you feel for not being rewarded once you get back. But that's what Hines is going to need to implement into his game continually as he grows as a player.
It's Barmby for the long-range option once more. After a free kick was given for a handling offense at the edge of the attacking third. Looping ball coming in, headed by Birkolds. Ocampo Chavez cuts that up to Robles.
Ball by Chavez.
Into space, and here comes Hopiau.
Needs to push it by him, keep it on his right foot.
Hopiau into the area now.
Great defending. Great defending.
And a free kick given. Well, we've got some extracurriculars going on. Hopiau didn't appear the slam down from Moises Hernandez, who's claiming that Hopiau might have thrown an elbow, I think. We'll have to take a look at a replay to get a better look at this. But it happened right in front of the assistant referee.
You'd like to see that fire from both players. I mean, a great opportunity for Hopiau, isolated, has one defender to beat, chooses to beat him for speed. Hernandez stays with him every step of the way. They battle on the sideline. It's fantastic.
Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, it's great defending. He rolls. Great extra effort there.
And just thrown to the ground.
A little extra creak. There's nothing in it for me.
We restart with just a throw-in. Here's Barnby surveying his options.
Great
Pushing
ball.
that one in the middle, finds
Great
Lopez.
Ball by Barnby. Terrific ball that was.
Might fall here for Restrepo. To his left foot goes Restrepo, poking through for Gomez, who's onside. Gomez on the left and puts it over the bar.
Tremendous.
Gomez just collapsing on the ground there. He knows that's twice now he should have converted.
Tremendous effort here by San Antonio. That's a fantastic effort. It comes from a deep throw in here from the commotion that we spoke about. Goes from that deep throw in. Again, this is the maturity of a team that wants to build. You shouldn't be able to go from that deep throw in your own attacking third to a chance on the other end, right? You have plenty of time to get guys in position, get guys organized, shifted. They're very fortunate to not get punished there by San Antonio.
Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Back underway after the offside. James just starting to see San Antonio start to win more of those interceptions at midfield.
Yep, certainly. Again, overlapping opportunity. This is where you have to drive, use it. Great use.
He finds Robles. Robles, big cross from him, goes over everyone's head to the back post.
Unlucky, but a great use of that overlap. Reward that overlap, but it's a great opportunity to get in behind the defense.
Leyva looking to turn after Birk Gilroy heads out that attempted clear by Hernandez. Hines finding Ocampo Chavez and just missing him on the touchline. Hernandez wants that home run ball to Lopez. And James, you just get the sense we're going to see a lot more of that as we continue in the final half hour.
Good spot by Meredith. I mean, he cuts it off. He makes that field smaller by being in a good spot, helps his center backs up, out, so they can be a bit tighter to the forward Lopez there.
Robles wide for Ocampo Chavez, cut away by Kai Green before it gets there.
And San Antonio is one mistake or one brilliant effort away from being back in this game and cutting it 2-1. Especially with the amount of pressure they're putting on the Tacoma Defiance team right now.
Barnby, that's a brilliant turn. Barnby's in here and another sliding block from Tacoma. Back line playing all out to prevent these opportunities as we'll see our first change of the evening. Off comes Frank Lopez and on comes Ever Guzman. And I have to say, barring an injury to Lopez that we haven't clocked, that seems like a surprising change for me from Darren Powell.
Right. Certainly looks it, especially as a player goes off on where he's going off. Usually you see a handshake, a good luck, but not in this case.
Guzman does have 5 goals on the year.
Forbes, shot blocked. Comes back to Pekka. And wide now for Hernandez. That takes a weird deflection. Meredith grabs that right off of the head of a streaking Ever Guzman.
Yeah, that sound you heard was Lopez on the sideline, not happy at all for being subbed.
Big switch, finds Forbes once more. He's been the danger man. To his right comes Forbes. And a shot from distance, sailing high once more.
Forbes again. What a fantastic matchup it is for the young Burt Gilroy. I mean, that's a matchup that he could learn a lot from, dissecting this game afterwards, right? How to play against a true winger with a cultured left foot that's a bit bigger, stronger, faster, but just has soccer intelligence of good spacing, good first touch, goal dangerous. I mean, it's a great matchup for Burt Gilroy to learn against, especially this whole Tacoma back line. How do you adjust? How do I shift over to help him as a center back or as an outside midfielder or as a center midfielder?
Robles here trying to run his way free of pressure. Finds Ocampo Chavez. Overlap from Hines. Ocampo Chavez keeps it himself. That shot is blocked.
Again, that overlap is such a, it doesn't get utilized enough. And that's a great way, again, you see Hines, if he's going to make that run, he has to be able to get back at speed, at tempo. But again, Chavez has to reward it. Drive at the defender and then reward the outside back. If the defender doesn't bite on the overlap, then you continue to drive at him. If he bites at the overlap, then you can just continue to dribble. If he doesn't, then you reward the outside, the overlap.
Chris Lytle will respond with his first substitution of the night. In comes Ethan Double-Air, and off goes Danny Robles. He has grabbed his first goal of the season.
Robles was busy in the first half, not as busy in the second half here. Had an opportunity. He delivered a great ball, no Hopiao. That should have made it 3-0. But other than that, had a quiet second half after having a very, very active first half. But kudos to him on his first goal. It was very well taken.
Double-Air, another one of those very young up-and-comers on this Tacoma Defiance squad.
And that's just a fun name to say, Double-Air. You must enjoy that one.
Oh, it's great.
That's a good one.
Double-Air and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez are about to join the U17, U.S. U17 national team.
Forbes here could be in. Squares it. And comes behind Gomez. Forbes trying to clean it up himself. Restrepo, it's a low ball. Blocked at the line. Leyva gets it out of the area.
Wow. Forbes again, just... You have a hurt player here for Tacoma Defiance. Is it Gilroy? Could be Gilroy here. Yep. Back
down
up.
Behind the play, trying to run forward to keep the offside line high. Meanwhile, here comes San Antonio. Double-Air pokes that ball forward. Birk Gilroy now has gotten the message to his teammates. And he is down. Looks to be holding his hand, maybe his wrist. And they're going to call for the trainer right away. And we've got some more off-the-ball nonsense going on. Tune into ESPN3 on September 11th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads down to Las Vegas to meet the Lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN3. And boy, what a matchup that'll be. Obviously, viewers here in Tacoma just got a sense of that high-flying Phoenix attack on Tuesday night in Las Vegas. That's a real rivalry match. Those are two clubs that don't like each other very much. Meanwhile, concern here for Anthony Birk Gilroy, who you have to say has been a critical part of trying to limit the damage that Billy Forbes has been able to do.
Billy Forbes has been fantastic this evening. Very unfortunate not to have a goal or assist to his name, but his spacing, his soccer IQ, his first touch, his ability to drive at defenders, create goal dangerous opportunities has been tremendous this evening. And it's interesting, we spoke about Burt Gilroy's, maturation as an outside back being a bit converted, and it's going against opponents like this, right? It's being tested every, day in and day out against top level opponents. And being able to study the film, that's the biggest thing. Now you can go back, study the film, look at how Billy Forbes, where his first touch goes, does he check in behind, the runs, his tendencies, how does he get the ball? All of those variables you study and then you're able to put again a game plan again in your head, and then that's how you implement that in certain games. But again, Billy Forbes has been tremendous.
Pekka doing the sportsmanlike thing and sending that ball back to Brian Meredith. And drawing a round of applause from the crowd as a result. Anthony Burke-Gilroy comes back on, sporting some tape on his left hand. I don't think he'll take many more throw-ins this evening.
And Dylan's been quiet as well. We haven't said his name a lot in the second half, so he has to be able to match that energy and put together a full 90 minutes of that type of energy, that type of hold-up play. Sometimes for a 9, right, it's not always running the channels. It's being able to hold up play, maybe draw a foul, allow the team and yourself to breathe a little bit. It's a defensive work that he puts in. We haven't said his name a lot in the second half.
Dave, if you're going to make a change for Justin Dillon, do you do a like-for-like swap, or do you bring on someone else and shuffle some bodies around?
I think it's an interesting opportunity because Ocampo Chavez could go up as the 9, but they have Alec Diaz on the bench and Ray Serrano as well. So there are 2 choices. Ray Serrano gives you a lot more possession. Alec Diaz gives you the opportunity to threaten goal just a bit more.
Barnby picks out Billy Forbes. We'll see how
the double has to
deals.
Come. There you go. Hope out. You have to do it by committee, and Billy Forbes still able to get through. But great recognition there by Hope out. You have to do it by committee. If he's just dominating that matchup in a 1v1 situation, you have to get numbers over there to help.
Back on. Looking to pick out Forbes, who's gone down there. Looking over the top for double air. Hernandez knocked off the ball there, and knocked onto the ball is Jesse Daly, who will stay down here. Here's another look at it. James, what do you make of this?
Yeah, Daly steps in. Yeah, it's a foul. No more in it. Get up, shake hands. On with the next play.
Burke-Gilroy ramps that ball off Billy Forbes. Hernandez turns it back in field. Daly finds Leyva. Leyva, a little bit of space here. Danny Leyva back for Jesse Daly. Daly through the penalty area. That one skips into the hands of Cardoni and nearly bounces away from him.
Fantastic ability for Leyva to drive at the heart of the defense there. Great play. Leyva driving at the heart of the defense. Lays it off to our favorite guy with the last name that I won't dare to say too often.
Guzman back for Restrepo. Barnby, so good in tight spaces is Barnby. And Meredith, another big stop.
Restrepo, great feet, terrific feet there to find Barnby. Barnby gets an opportunity to unload on with his left foot, his cultured left foot. Meredith with sheer hands there.
Long searching ball, Hopiao Yaro is going to lift it back toward midfield. Leyva uncontested, safer from behind.
This last 20 minutes or so, this game is certainly going to get wide open. I mean, both teams are going to push. San Antonio is certainly going to push, which is going to leave them very vulnerable in the back.
San Antonio's Coach Powell might have to look at bringing on Pirano if he wants to win this game. Give that player with such a great offense the opportunity to score.
Dillon gets in between that back pass. He's gone for goal. It's blocked by Yaro, who recovers to spare his own blushes. Tacoma still looking to convert here. That one might fall in for Ocampo Chavez. He squares it toward Leyva. Leyva. Penalty given. Handling inside the box. Well, Shannon Hopiau converted the penalty on Tuesday. Who will step up and take it for Tacoma here? And a chance to go 3-0 up as the yellow's given against Hernandez. Here's a look at the infraction. Well, yeah, sliding down, you put that arm out.
Yeah. Referee on it right away. No question, referee on it right away. Awards a penalty spot kick.
So Alfonso Ocampo Chavez could do a world of good for Tacoma here if he's able to convert from the spot in the 75th.
It's important both teams follow up. You never know. You always have to be ready. Follow up the play.
Ocampo Chavez goes low, freezes Cardoni, and Tacoma's up 3-0. Well, and the look on that man's face says it all for Tacoma right now. They are flying high with 15 minutes to go, but the job not done yet.
Fantastic. Great composure by Chavez there. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Tucks it into the bottom right-hand corner of the goal. Confident penalty there. Certainly rewarded for all the work he's put in to tonight's game. It's been fantastic as well. Running up and down that left-sided channel. Gets his reward with a very well-taken penalty.
Chris Lytle going to stretch out the restart just a little bit longer to make his second substitution. Here comes Ray Serrano, who is set to check in for Shannon Hopiau, who's had a very busy night here and will come off to plenty of handshakes and high fives from this Defiance bench.
Hopiau was fantastic tonight. Also had some bright moments and in good body of work on Tuesday night. To see him put back-to-back performances like that is fantastic. So kudos to him. Very good shift Tuesday night and again tonight.
Ocampo Chavez demanded that penalty kick too. He shrugged off both Justin Dillon and Shandon Hopiau. So the youngest player of those three forwards.
Yeah, I saw that too. And usually you have you have your designated penalty takers, right? And I'm assuming it's Hopiau. You have guys that are on the board, and coach says if we get a penalty, this is the person that's taking it. Your secondary one, if we get a penalty and the person that is the primary candidate is not on the field, then we have a secondary option. But I think Chris Lytle may be leaving it up to the players on the field to decide, which looked like it there, because I thought it was going to be Hopiau, but you saw Chavez definitely demand to take it and stuck it.
There is manager Chris Lytle watching intently, looking to see if his team can see things clear here over these final 14 minutes. Step one, getting past this set piece opportunity from Walter Restrepo. Restrepo floating that ball in, headed clear. Second ball gone out for a goal kick. Well, fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Free kick given there. James up 3-0 at this point. Is this the stage in the match where Tacoma maybe looks to close up shop a little bit and just see out these final 15?
Yeah, I mean, I think you still have to have a professional outing and professional tempo to this, right? You don't take your 3-0 up, so you still have to be very professional in your demeanor and how you approach it. Certainly, you don't have to make the runs for like you needed to prior to that, but it's still to lock up shop, certainly. I think more so tactically, intelligently, how do we lock up shop? How do we get in good spots? How do we, do the work where we need to and maybe save when we can?
Restrepo picked off by Hines on the near side. Hines pressing forward here. Scoops that one right inside. Here's Double Air. Ethan Double Air gone for goal! Ethan Double Air! The youngster makes it 4-0.
Again, tremendous goal by Tacoma Defiance. I mean, fantastic pickup by Hines. Hines drives at the heart of the San Antonio defense. Lays off a great ball to Double Air. That's a tidy finish. Opens up his hips, plays it to the back post. Tidy finish.
After Tuesday night's 4-2 loss, where 3 goals were scored in 2 minutes, the Tacoma Defiance team of March and April could have given up.
Yep.
But instead, what we've seen tonight is a resilient spirit and a demand for respect.
Very well said, absolutely. This young group has come out to play, and it's funny. We talked about whether they take their foot off the gas pedal or not. I think you don't. Anytime you have an opportunity to win 4-0 at home, 5-0, and keep going in front of your hometown fans, you continue to do so because you want to replicate that feeling.
Here comes Billy Forbes. Forbes onto his right here. Gomez, a long-range chance. Recovered by Restrepo. Looking to tee off against Hines. Kai Green sends that ball in. Forbes tracks it down. Still plenty of pace for Forbes, but you can see 80 minutes worth of work taking its toll. Finds Barmby here. He's blocked.
Fantastic block. Fantastic cover there by Daly.
And Daly wins it away from Barmby. Double Air manages to draw the foul off the much larger green.
Yep, and going back to your question again, Andrew, is I feel that you keep your foot on the gas pedal. I really do. I feel you keep your foot on the gas pedal, and you want as many, and that's why Lytle is making all of his substitutions. You want as many players to feel a part of this victory as possible, to feel what it feels like, to put in a good performance, to be working hard in training, to learn lessons after lessons after lessons within the game, to have it all come together tonight. You want as many people as part of that as possible to do it at home. You keep your gas on the foot pedal and really try to get possibly, a few more goals in it.
Alfonso Ocampo Chavez, the penalty scorer, comes off here to Plauditz, and in comes Alec Diaz. Another threatening forward opportunity. That's a very offensive-minded sub, James, to your point. And Dave out of Chris Lytle just now.
All 3 of those subs were to add attacking vibe, like for like in each case. And this is not Chris Lytle folding up shop and putting on defenders.
Right.
This is Chris Lytle wanting a 5th goal.
Yep, certainly is. And it's great. It's a great mentality from the coach. I mean, you have Chris Lytle. He's trying to build a culture and a mentality of this group, and that means, listen, we fight for every minute through the 90th minute, 95th minute, whatever it is, extra time. And we fight whether we're down 4-0, whether we're losing 4-2, or whether we're up 4-0. Obviously, you have to manage it at some points, but this is a great exercise that he's instilling in this young team. Is we want to keep our foot on the gas pedal. We want guys to be a part of it and continue to fight, battle, and compete for spots.
Guzman picking out Gomez. Gomez has lost his footing there, and it's been the kind of night that Ryan Gomez will want to leave behind him. A lot of missed opportunities for that man. Pekka laying off for Gomez. Restrepo Double air, sends that downfield, and this could be dangerous.
Great tracking there by Yarrow. What a ball, though.
And Alec Diaz provides just enough defensive pressure that San Antonio can't restart and push fast.
A switch to Forbes. Early entry ball there. Cut up by Alex Birkolds. Serrano coming back toward double air. Cartoni has to slide out to stop that back pass.
San Antonio's available bench has stopped warming up, and it looks like they don't intend to make another sub.
Forbes gone for goal there, blocked once more. Frank Lopez, the lone figure over on the San Antonio bench.
Great ball, great switch of play to find Dylan.
Dylan makes a move here toward the end line. Recovery challenge, and you just saw on your screen just now. There was Frank Lopez, and body language speaking volumes for how this night has gone for San Antonio FC. Well, Daly sees yellow here in the late minutes.
Daly's will be for the time wasting. And Restrepo's will be for a little bit overly physical after the time wasting.
It's Daly's 6th yellow of the season.
And it's going to be an interesting, bright scoreline. I mean, certainly when we saw San Antonio come out in the second half, it definitely didn't look like it would be a 4-0 scoreline. They certainly had opportunities to score. They didn't. Billy Forbes, especially, his ability to create goal-scoring opportunities has been fantastic.
Gets the return, going for the early ball there, and forces the corner out of Josh Atencio.
And he's still delivering fantastic balls into the box, and they just haven't been able to convert. So, I mean, San Antonio has certainly been in this game with an ability to score goals.
Barnby swinging one in. Well, that's the goal for San Antonio, and it might go a long way toward rallying some morale.
And Tacoma Defiance will want that one back. They certainly wanted to finish this game with a shutout. To have defensive performance and offensive performance, the marker is too lax on that marking there by Atencio.
Looked to be a man cutting through zones, and his old zone didn't stick with him, and the new zone didn't pick him up, just in a hollow space.
Joshua Yarrow having a big night on defense, gets that goal. Here comes Ray Serrano. He picked out a man right inside the penalty area.
A better first touch, and that's a goal. That's a delightful ball. better first touch, set himself up for a shot. It's a goal. I mean, Billy
Forbes once more.
Just having fun. Certainly should have been a foul though.
Forbes held up his run expecting the call and was livid when it wasn't given.
Birk Gilroy's holding his hand or his wrist, that same one that paused play earlier.
They're going to attack at Birk Gilroy. Barnby controls this. The Australian out to defend. Akon looking for the switch. Headed down by Dillon.
Great turn by Leyva, great ball.
Here's Diaz. His touch puts him back to the left side. He hits it up for Dillon. Dillon goes for goal. Oh, what a strike from Justin Dillon. The response from Tacoma makes it 5-1 in the 90th.
It's a tremendous goal by Justin Dillon there. Danny Leyva with a great turn, out of pressure. Delightful ball up top, 2v1 opportunity. Justin Dillon cuts it into his right foot, and a fantastic strike to the back post.
Well, Dave, this feels like that kind of a result that Tacoma so desperately needed after the frustration of Tuesday. A 5-goal eruption here as we hit stoppage time at Cheney Stadium, of which we are expected to play 3 minutes.
Right. No, it's a big result for Tacoma. I mean, you have a lot of players that had fantastic games tonight that put the work in. It's a great reward to come away with a victory like this in front of your home fans. And some delightful goals, some fantastic individual play, some fantastic collective play. Definitely be a proud locker room to be in after this game.
Anytime more than half of the players active in the game get a goal or an assist, good things have happened.
And then just a cultural shift, I think, that Little's trying to make. I mean, his 3 subs, were, like we spoke about, were attacking players when you're up 4-0. So he still wants players to attack. He still wants his team to attack. He still wants his team to push forward.
Here's Hernandez looking for an inch of space, can't get it. Pekka is trying to pick out Guzman. Yarrow from distance. Oh, that would have been something had he managed to put that on frame. Bad intentions behind that strike. Brian Meredith in no particular hurry to put this ball back in play. And it looks like Billy Forbes has been the green light to drift wherever he pleases. He has really been the linchpin of this San Antonio offense tonight. Barring some terrific defending, might have been way more involved. Dillon getting that one in, just headed away from Ray Serrano.
Serrano, great tracking back after that opportunity didn't come to fruition. That's what you want from your young players being subbed on.
Through ball here. Has found Guzman. Kai Green, and smashed downfield by Anthony Birk Gilroy. Tacoma have the ball free once more. It's double air. Pressure coming. And dispossessed. Billy Forbes. Boy, how does he have anything left in the tank? His conditioning routine must be insane. And then the precision on the service to Barnby here. Restrepo trying to chip that ball in. Leyva knocks it down. We've reached the end of the 3. Referee glances at his watch. We'll go a little longer.
Billy Forbes is going to run a 5K tomorrow, probably.
Whistle's in his mouth, and that is it here at Cheney Stadium. Tacoma Defiance firing on all cylinders and then some. A huge 5-1 win over San Antonio FC at home, and this one will feel very good indeed to the men in black.
Tremendous game by Tacoma Defiance. They put a lot into it. Deserved winners in this one, 5-1, but some fantastic individual performances by San Antonio.
Well, Justin Dillon bags a brace, but you have to say, even for that, he's not necessarily a lock for man of the match. Shannon Hopia with 2 assists.
Right.
Ocampo Chavez with a huge clutch penalty, and Ethan Double-Air with his first goal in the professional ranks. Just a massive night here in Tacoma, and the home fans loved just about every minute of it, barring that 88th minute goal by Yarrow.
Fantastic individual performances by Tacoma Defiance, but again, it's that collective performance, that collective ethos that was on display tonight. It's brilliant.
Tacoma up to 5-15-5 overall, 20 points they have. San Antonio now 9-10-7, including a 2-8-2 record away from home. And Tacoma really gonna get all weekend to bask in this and soak it up as they slowly make their way toward the supporter section. Walk always comes a little bit slower after an end-to-end game. And here's the moment that these players have fought and earned tonight. 5 goals. And you always find that little extra reserve of energy as they celebrate with the home support. Dave, your final thoughts on the 90 minutes.
I just think the joy on those players' faces tell you exactly what you need to know. They've wanted this for some time. This wasn't just an edging of a victory. This was a dominant play, and that's something they can continue to build on.
Well, Tacoma will be on the road at Sacramento next weekend before heading to Reno 1868 FC on September 10th, but they'll be back at home against Real Monarchs on Tuesday, September 17th for a 7 p.m. kick. We will have that match for you here. But that is going to do it for us here from Cheney Stadium. For all of us here, including James Riley and Dave Clark, and our fantastic crew back in the control room, I am Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us on ESPN Plus, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.